Hi, hello, I'm Marina and this is Millennial Planter and welcome to another houseplant tour. I know these houseplant tours have a way of bringing in a lot of new people, so if you're new, definitely considering hitting that subscribe button, join the planty community. Here we are houseplant enthusiasts with a passion and a slight obsession with houseplants, and I'm just sharing my journey, both the good, the bad, and the ugly, and I would love to have you. Just a little quick rundown on my place. This is my first time doing a houseplant tour in this new house. I've been in this new house for about 2.5 months, I think, maybe 3, and it is really different from my previous place, even though it's literally right next door to my old house. And the major difference has been the fact that since the majority of my collection is out in my living room, the living room doesn't have any natural light at all. I have these windows here on the side. They are east-facing windows, however, they're covered by a balcony and a lot of trees. So I get very, very dapple light in the morning. I get like one sun ray coming in, and then that's it for the rest of the day. Like you can see behind me now, there's no light coming in, and it is 1 o'clock in the afternoon. So everything is grown under grow lights, and it's been a long journey with me and grow lights. I've been using grow lights for 2 of the 3 years that I've been having houseplants, collecting houseplants, and I have finally, gotten a better understanding of them and really have found the ones that I love the most, and that's all the ones that I use now. I will have links down below if you are interested in grow lights. It can be a little bit intimidating, I know, but the ones that I have I really truly love because they give me a lot of growth, and that's how I know that my plants are happy. I collect a lot of Hoya, and these are really good at sun stressing Hoya because I do like to sun stress my Hoyas and get those really pretty colors sometimes. I also don't use a humidifier at the moment. I haven't at all in my journey of owning plants, and I don't really plan to unless it's absolutely necessary, and it's just an extra thing, an extra added nuisance in my life, and I just don't want to bother with having to clean a humidifier and refill it and turn it on and off all day. So I just let my plants rock out into my open living room space. I do have my more sort of finicky, humidity loving plants in my bedroom because my bedroom has the shower, and the shower is able to like raise humidity a little bit more when we use it, and it's just a smaller area, so I feel like it's just easier to control. So I do have a couple more finicky plants in my bedroom, but for the most part everybody is just out in my living room in the open space. So now that we have like the quick rundown on my growing environment, which is my favorite part to see in houseplant tours, let's just get into the video. Let's see some beautiful plants. So grab a cup of coffee or some snacks because this is gonna be a long one. All right, so as you can see, every shelf has a light on it. That's just the best way I found that works for my plants. And I have these garage lights up here that give out quite a bit amount of light, which is crazy because they're not even grow lights. So I am just gonna go ahead and start on this table since it has the least amount of plants. Here we have a beautiful lemon lime maranta that is massive. It's in a 6-inch pot and it's just growing like crazy. You can see the little fruit roll-ups poking out. Here we have one of my new favorites that was imported from Indonesia. It is an Antherium crystallinum, and the leaves are absolutely massive. I haven't had this plant for a month yet, but it has acclimated beautifully to my house, and I just love it so much. Next we have one of my Syngonium Elbows. This was another import from Indonesia, and it has some new leaves coming out that are variegated, which is cool because I did have one revert on me, one elbow. Here we have a Peperomia Polybatria that is, it's coming along. It is what it is. Here we have Eustace, my newest cactus, my newest plant, old man cactus. I saw it at Kroger, my grocery store, for $7, and it is so fuzzy. It feels like cotton. I love it a lot. And if you didn't know, Eustace is a character from Courage the Cowardly Dog. And behind that, I have a Chiflera plant. Look at that cute little leaf. Oh, I love this plant a lot. I know it's like a really common plant, but I think it's just so underrated. It's also called an umbrella plant, and it just has the cutest foliage. Love this plant. Here we have a beautiful, huge Mandula pothos. Next to that, we have a Phalaenopsis Orchid. It has purple blooms. The blooms just fell off, but she did grow this new thing here, so that was a shock. And yeah, hopefully we will get some blooms from it soon. Here we have Yoda holding an air plant that I am surprised is still alive. It's actually probably on the brink of death. And next to that is some sort of crested cactus. You know, you see these all the time at the big box stores, but it does have some slight variegation to it, which I thought was pretty cool. My husband actually picked that out for me, and it's so cute. I do need to repot it though. Next to that is a Sansevieria, or a Dracaena Storii, I believe what it's called, and it has a new little baby, which is a really big accomplishment for me because I am a snake plant killer. I don't want to talk about it. And next to that is a Dracaena. I forgot the variety, but yeah, it's super cute. This is another new one that I have, and I just love the leaf pattern on it. It's adorable. And now we are going to move to my first grow rack. Oh, this is going to take a while. This is my propagation tank that I put a lot of my rehabs and a lot of my propagations in, and just some finicky plants. I don't want to really take it out because it is quite heavy, but I will just give you an overview. We have Hoya Carrii, variegated Hoya compacta. In that perlite propagation cup there, we have a sad amedrium that's propagating and a varicosum. In the back, there's a sad Burrow Marks Fantasy. And right here is a jade Scindapsus. And next to that is a black mamba begonia. Then we have a Macotes petiola, the lightning strike one, which is one of my absolute favorites. Next to that is a Peperomia Russo. And behind there we have a pitcher plant that actually has one pitcher on it. So exciting. Way in the corner over there is a variegated Stanleyana, which I don't really care for. Next to that is a Philodendron Luxurians that I'm pretty sure, I don't know what to do with, honestly. And next to that is a Trabili Moonlight that is kind of thirsty. So there is that. I do need to do some maintenance on it, which I do plan to do soon. But everything, you know, is just existing. Over here is not so glamorous, you know. There's some dirt and some wires, but we have a whalefin Sansevieria. There was two in there, but yeah. And then we have an elephant bush, I think they're called. And I think she was getting too much light, which is why she's kind of bare, so I moved her. And then behind that, I have some lavender that I started from seeds that are, you know, just doing their thing. And now we move up to some plants that are not so sad. This, I like to keep a lot of my Antherium on the shelf. I absolutely love Antherium. I love a good velvety, veiny, heart-shaped leaf. So, in this corner, we have a wide form Adansonii. I absolutely love the wide forms. Don't really like the narrow forms. Wide form is where it's at for me. It is just so beautiful. And right down there, I have a Silverband Maranta propagation. Well, it's a baby plant by now. And over here, I have a Hoya Lacrinosa that has a peduncle. These flowers are about to bloom. This is one of my easiest blooming Hoya, so if you want some Hoya blooms, try to find you a Hoya Lacrinosa. Over here is a elbow Syngonium that I propagated. It came off of my reverted one and it's doing really well. It's still in water. I desperately need to pot it up, but that's its newest leaf. So it didn't completely revert on me, which is amazing. Next to that is my beast of a Antherium magnificum. Just look at that. Oh, it's so pretty. I'm absolutely obsessed with that plant. It's one of my easiest Antherium. Below that is a Tradescantia nanook, and next to that we have a Antherium clarinervium. This is its newest leaf. I have to be careful. It's still soft, but it's so cute. Oh, I love it. I love it a lot. And then behind that we have another Antherium clarinervium. Yeah, I have two of them. I'm not sure why, but I love it. Over here is my beautiful Hoya compacta, just, you know, hanging out. And just below that is my Monstera Peru. Honestly, I am not a big Monstera fan. I love, you know, I love a good Deliciosa, don't get me wrong. But most of them I don't love, but I really, truly love Monstera Peru. It is just so prehistoric looking. I mean, look at that texture. It just doesn't exist on plants. It's so, so pretty. And then we have a jewel orchid. I forgot the name of it, but it'll be on the screen. And then here is a Ethereum Crystallinum Red. So the new leaves come out nice and red. And over time, it just fades to green. So it's just a little baby, but it's really cute. I love the new leaves. And here we have another little baby. This is Antherium Forgetii. I know it doesn't look like a Forgetii yet. This is its newest leaf. I definitely need to put this one in some sort of like Ziploc bag just to give it some extra humidity. But yeah, the new Forgetii leaves, the immature ones, they still kind of have a sinus. So it'll be a couple of leaves before I get that signature raindrop Forgetii look. So I'm really excited for that. I absolutely love Forgetiis, and I love the fact that they don't have any sinus or any lobes. They just look like raindrops. They're so pretty. And up here we have my beast of Antherium veitchii. Its growth pattern is just insane, but look at how massive this leaf is. And this leaf, like, he's just growing everywhere. I need to find a new space for him because he just takes up too much room. I have to put him, like, prop him up on this pot so that he's more elevated and not all up in everybody's face. But yeah, this is a new pup he has, and he was actually this big when I first got him last year, and now just look at that beast. Look at those abs. Behind that one, I have Ethereum Doriaki, who has another funky growth pattern, but they are very compact. And this is its newest leaf. Oh, it's so pretty. It's getting so big. You can see how this one is kind of like a darker green versus this older leaf. And the silver is definitely more visible here. And yeah, it's just so pretty. It's crazy that it hasn't even started to harden off yet, so it's still growing. Here we have Calathea zebrina. Don't ask me how I've kept this thing alive. I don't know. And I just had to repot it in a bigger pot. So it's doing really well, growing really well for me. And behind that, I have a neon pothos. Also up here, I like to hang my hanging plants off of my shelves. This is a dogtail cactus, I want to say. I'm completely blanking on the name. I think it's a dogtail. But it just has crazy, crazy aerial roots. Okay, now we are going to go up here. Well, here we have my spider plant. And over here we have a Philodendron Rio. And this one has really cool variegation. It's kind of like a Brazil, but it has a more creaminess to it, to the variegation. It's a very, very beautiful plant. Behind that, I have a carnivorous plant, a pitcher plant type thing. I'm still learning, okay? I'm still learning, so no judgment. Judgment-free zone, remember. And over here we have a Dischidia nummularia, aka Dragon Jade. Look at all that new growth there. So exciting. These guys are extremely slow growing, but it is really cute, and I love how it's in this little mouse planter. It's adorable. Back here we have a sad Antherium Baccheri. I accidentally overtreated it, so that's what's going on with that one. It does have some new growth on it, so I'm not too worried about it. I'm sure it'll be fine. Next to that, we have a very lush, very full and beautiful Syngonium Moonlight. These are one of my absolute favorites, just because, look at that silveriness to it. It's so beautiful. And right here we have some Silver Glories, a Strangleheart Silver Glory. This one was started from just tiny cuttings, so it's coming along great. And then over here we have my Antherium Photorefullium that is also just coming back from the brink of being overtreated for pests. Lesson learned, Marina. Yeah, so yeah, she's okay. Here we have an Antherium Vanillarium. I never know how to pronounce that one. And it has some new growth, which is so cool. And over here is a painted lady, a Philodendron painted lady. Propagation. It's fully rooted now, so I guess it's a full plant now. And then behind that we have a baby Rhaphidophora tetrasperma, which is actually funny. I had a really tall one, and then I sold it because I was over it, and then I wanted one again months later. So it's a good thing these guys grow like weeds, because I want this thing to get big already. I miss my old one and I regret selling it, but you know, that's plants for you. You get tired of them and then you want to buy them again. Here we have one of my absolute favorites, Philodendron verrucosum. Mine was really big and beautiful and had some beautiful velvetiness. Look at the backs. Oh, this one doesn't have red backs yet, but I accidentally broke it or accidentally dropped it, and then it broke. And so now it was a blessing and a curse, because now I have a whole bunch of rooted verrucosum that are growing. They're just kind of taking their time because a lot of them I had to do from wet sticks. But look at that new growth there. So it is on the up and up. I can't wait to get this big again and looking like my former one. In this little thing, I have a Rhaphidophora decursiva that is propagating, and then a Venus flytrap. I had this one sitting in water like everybody told me to do, and it is getting a lot of light, and now I'm getting some rotting traps, so yeah. I'm kind of bummed about that. I was keeping it pretty moist, but I wasn't keeping it in standing water. Then everybody, there's a lot of carnivorous shamers. They're telling me to keep it in water, so that's what I did. And then I instantly got all these rotting traps, so I don't know. Behind that, we have Philodendron Peltatum. This one I actually have never heard of. Oh, look at that new leaf. And I got it in a trade, and I am so glad I did. It is such a fast grower, and I can't wait to see it get big, beautiful, heart-shaped, pillowy leaves, and I love the white pot that it's in. Here we have Syngonium Red Arrow. I always forget how to say its other name, but look at those beautiful maroon undersides. Oh, she's beautiful, and they have such dark matte tops to them. Love this Syngonium. Here we have a Philodendron El Chaco Red, one of my top wish list plants. Definitely one of my easiest plants. Like I said, this is a real life plant tour. This one is just a dying old leaf, so it's expected. There's no pest on it or anything, so I'm just letting it live its course, and will take it off when it's fully dead. Here we have some Peperomia Hope propagations because I accidentally almost killed mine. And then here we have a Begonia Wyetii. I had a beautiful cane begonia collection at one point.
lost the entire thing to powdery mildew, and now I'm done with begonias. So I'm pretty much on the verge of selling these two, or just giving them away, actually not even selling them. And behind that one is a begonia Harmony's Firecracker. This one is so pretty, but the leaves are just really curled. It's not happy. I think this begonia knows that I'm just over it. Oh, but look at how pretty it is. It's such like a dark purpley color. They're really pretty, and I really love begonias, but I just can't deal with the heartbreak anymore. Here is a watermelon Peperomia Propagation. This was, oh, actually the mother plant died off. So it's on the up and up. It is what it is. Back here is a Pilea Peperomioides. And yeah, I don't know. This is just my sad corner. This is some perlite propagations I have going, a Raven ZZ just because I wanted to experiment, and then a variegated Burrow Marks. And so that is everything on this shelf here. Oh, and I forgot to mention this epiphyllum here, epiphyllum species, is some sort of orchid cactus. Look at all that new growth. I don't know when they start to get this sort of shape. I don't know if it's going to expand as it grows or what, but they're growing straight up and it's kind of weird. Okay, so now we're going to start on the top. Starting over here is a Serrapegia woodii, or just a regular string of hearts. I just repotted this one last night, because it was super root bound. Next to that we have the variegated Serrapegia woodii, and then next to that we have a heartless string of hearts, or a string of daggers. So as you can see, they're more like spade shape. I love that one a lot. And next to that we have a Lifesaver Cactus, and I think that right there is a bloom, which is so exciting. They have these really star-shaped leopard print looking flowers, and I'm so excited. If that thing opens up, I will cry. My daughter actually picked this plant out because of the bloom. We saw it open up at a nursery, and she instantly wanted the plant, and it is so cool. It's so like soft, kind of. I don't know, the texture is really cool, and I love that plant a lot. Here is a Spanish moss. Okay, but we're not on that side yet. And here we have an orchid cactus, another epiphyllum that is, look at that new growth. So cute. I love the way they just shoot out growth like that. And then here is a Dischidia obovata, aka a watermelon Dischidia, super sun stressed. It's sending out a lot of runners at the moment. And over here is my lithops that I have successfully kept alive, and they have gone through one leaf shedding period. You can see the leaves on the side, and now I guess, I don't know, I'm afraid to water them because I know it's not fall, it's still summer. You're not supposed to water them, but they're looking kind of wrinkly. So I might get some advice on that. And then over here we have one of my favorite astrophytums, and it has a little fuzzy thing on the top. So I think it's growing. I just got this one not too long ago, so it's still kind of acclimating, but it's so cute. I absolutely love astrophytum. Okay, and now we are going to get into the area where I forget everybody's name. This one is, I call this a barbed wire fence euphorbia. Like I said, the name will be on the screen, but I love this euphorbia. It, as you can see, it has like a bluish, greenish color to it with super red spines, and I got this as a gift and I cherish it so much. It's so cool. I absolutely love all types of funky looking plants. Here we have a Stefania Erecta. So this is a caudex type of plant, which you get it and they send it to you as a potato, which is that little rock looking thing, and that is its new growth. It doesn't have any roots yet, but I heard a lot of these guys will shoot out leaves or even flowers before they grow roots, which is weird. I kind of think that I'm killing it, but it's sprouting, so maybe that's a good thing. And I do keep this little clear plastic on top as a dome just to give it some humidity, and then the seller also labeled the top for me, which was really helpful. So over here we have I think these are peanut cactuses, which are epiphytic cactus, jungle cactus. They grow on trees and they trail down, and I can't wait. So just think like this, and then it's gonna trail down, and I'm really excited. I really love epiphytic jungle cacti. They're just so cool. And then over here is a Haworthia that has a little baby, and this is a variegated, some sort of like variegated sedum. It is a little thirsty, as you can see. It's a bit wrinkly, but it's super cute, and it has some like pink blushing to it because it's getting sun stressed. We're not going to talk about those two dead plants there. Here is a Opuntia that I have had growing in a glass, which like a glass terrarium, which is, I guess, kind of weird or unheard of. I got these as small tiny cuttings, and look at that. They have grown like crazy. It's slightly root bound, so I don't know what I'm gonna do when I have to repot it, but oh, look at how cute that is. It really does look like a bunny. Oh, I have been putting them under this grow light, so they've been getting a lot of light. I'm really trying to plump them up because, as you can see, they are stretched out and exfoliated because they were in a pretty low light area before, but they're still doing great. And behind this, there is a little arrangement, a strange arrangement. I'm horrible at making arrangements, but I did this one, and yeah, it has two little cacti boys that I don't know their names of. Well, three, because I don't know this one either. So if you know, definitely let me know in the comments. And then this is a Sansevieria. Did I pot a Sansevieria and cacti together? I did. Is it controversial? Probably. But you know, there they are, coexisting, being happy. And back there I have some string of heart propagations. You see that little flower right there? That's what their string of heart flowers look like. And then I have just a random succulent that is my daughter. She really likes succulents. And way in the back in that little to-go takeout container is just some propagations. I will put out a propagations video shortly if you're interested in what I'm propagating at the moment, so keep your eye out for that. And we have officially covered the first grow rack. that was a lot. Are you still with me? I hope so. But yeah, those are my babies on this rack. I love them all. And now we are going to go on to this one. This grow rack, I do have all my Hoya. I would say most of my Hoya. I do have some Hoya outside, and then I do have those two Hoyas that I showed you on these grow racks, but for the most part, I have all of them here. Hoya are one of my top favorite genuses, and I like to collect them, and I have a lot of blooms to show you guys right now, which is exciting. I'm not going to talk about all of my Hoya just because I did just recently do a Hoya tour, so check that out in the box below if you want to see that. But I will be sharing any new growth and any new Hoyas that I've gotten since that video, and of course the blooms. Also, all of these beautiful wooden trellises you see are by a company named Treleaf. I do work for them. I have a lot of them, but the owner is amazing, the company is amazing, they're all handmade. Well, you guys can find the links for that in the description box also, just because I do get quite a few questions about these trellises. So there you go. Now we are going to start with this guy. This is a mix of snake plants that I potted together. This was sent to me from a friend that he has snake plants growing, you know, out in his backyard. He lives in Florida, and they just grow like crazy in Florida. And it did just recently put out a baby. And then this one is the black gold, I think it's called, variety of snake plant, and I just have them right there. Okay, so now to start on this bottom one, I have been doing a lot of trading this summer, this growing season. I love sharing my plants, and I love, you know, not paying for plants and getting new plants. So a lot of my plants have been cut back like a lot. So that's why they're kind of like on the smaller side, but it's fine. It makes them more manageable when they're smaller. Well, here, we're just going to start here is a Melanochrysum, a Philodendron Melanochrysum. This one is kind of growing through it. It was growing fine, and then we got to those two leaves, and now it's not. I definitely need to put it in a higher humidity area, and I am working on that, so it'll be fine. It's growing well. It just can't open any leaves. And here we have one of my hardiest, most beautiful begonias, Begonia lana, I think it's called. It has these beautiful iridescent leaves, and I love the shape of this, and I will be truly heartbroken if I lose this one to powdery mildew, but it has survived the mildew once, and it's thriving, and the leaves are getting huge, so I think it's a more hardier one, and I think it'll be good. Below that is Philodendron micans that I am propagating. I just gave my big micans away because I was over it. So now I have a baby one, and I don't know, we'll see where that goes. At this corner we have a no ID philodendron. I think it's a cross between maybe like a Sorteroi and a Ploumanii. It was sold to me as a Ploumanii, but I'm not sure. So time will tell. And next to that, we have a Syngonium chiapens that is kind of sad looking. I did miss a couple of waterings on this, so that's why the leaves are yellow. And it did have some gorgeous leaves, but I chopped the top to send to a friend for a trade, so I'm left with these, but it's fine. It's doing well. It has super matte leaves. I love that Syngonium. It's definitely underrated. And then over here we have my reverted Philodendron burley marks. Look at that. It gave me all of these adorable leaves, and then it just gave me green leaves. And it used to give me green leaves and variegated leaves, but then it stopped giving me variegated leaves, and it's only giving me green leaves, and I drastically chopped it up, and it's still giving me green leaves. I know these guys revert really easily, and I'm pretty sure those are going to be green leaves, but we'll see. I will chop it back if it keeps giving me non-variegated leaves. Here we have some sort of Begonia Rex. Honestly, I have this one because my husband gave it to me, and it is the only Rex begonia I've been able to keep alive. Here is a thirsty Cebu Blue propagation that I just potted up. And here we have a beautiful mature Philodendron Campo Porturanum. Campo, I call it. I have an immature form in my room, but I traded for this one because it's so mature and I never see the mature forms, and it's so pretty. I'm so obsessed. Over here is a baby Philodendron Gloriosum. I love this new leaf. It's getting big. It's getting those signature Gloriosum veins. So I can't wait to see it. I can't wait for it to get those big leaves, because then I would have grown it from this to like a big mature specimen. Next to that is a Philodendron Florida Ghost that I drastically cut back. So now it has 2 leaves. It had a good amount of leaves and it had beautiful white leaves, but I chopped it, so I'm left with 2, but it is growing, as you can see there. So I'm really happy about that. This is one of my easiest philodendron, so I would definitely recommend this if you want a more uncommon type of philodendron, one that kind of has a variegation, because, you know, like the leaves come in white and then they fade to green. So it's really cool. Absolutely love Florida Ghost. Next to that is Philodendron Subhustadum. Look at that beauty. So pretty. She is beauty. She is a grace. And this is an upright philodendron, so it's just going to keep growing upright. It was getting pretty big, but as you can see, I chopped that, and yeah, that's just a really cool plant with those red backs. And then here we have a Stromanthia Trilostar that I rescued from my mom's house. And look, mother, look at how healthy it is. She had that thing in like a gallon pot, you guys, and now it's in a 4-inch much apart. Oh, but it is doing so well, putting out beautiful new leaves. And yeah, the markings on this plant are just absolutely amazing. And here we have a Colocasia Adora, I think it's called. My boss actually gave me this because hers had a little baby, and she gave me the baby, and oh, just look at that leaf. Oh, it is so freaking beautiful. So I'm excited to grow this plant. And then next to that, we have another philodendron, Painted Lady. These have really cute markings on them, especially when they first come in. You could kind of see it there. And behind that is this was actually part of my reverted Syngonium, Elbows Syngonium, and then it was also just a regular Syngonium, so I potted them together, and it is slowly starting to mature. As you can see, the ears on it are getting more pronounced, so that's really exciting. It's just growing there in the corner, and that's pretty much everything on this bottom shelf. Now that that shelf is done, we are going to move on to the next 3 shelves. I am not gonna do a big Hoya tour, show you my Hoyas a lot, because I just did a Hoya tour, so I will link that down below if you want to see all of them. However, I will be sharing all the peduncles I have at the moment and some new Hoya that wasn't in that Hoya tour. So right now I have this beautiful Hoya Rosita that I got at a plant swap, and it is just in the process of propagating and acclimating, so it's a little rough looking, but that's fine. And then over here is Hoya, I don't even know how to pronounce this one, Ilgorium, I think, something like that. This one is really cool. It has longer looking leaves. I love that. Can't wait to see that one to grow. Hoya Svetlana has some new growth that's hopefully gonna come soon. This is one of my top favorite Hoyas. She's just so beautiful. Here is actually Hoya Sunrise. I definitely rotted mine in some moss, so I was lucky enough to get some more in a trade, so hopefully I don't rot this one. It was already, oh yeah, look at that root. It was already rooted, so I think it'll be fine. Just gotta get some growth on it. It's starting to sun stress a little bit, and my newest Hoya that I am the most excited about is this Hoya Sarawak. Just look at those veins. Oh, she's beautiful, and it is a huge leaf. I can't even tell y'all how excited I am about having this plant and seeing it grow. It did have a little new growth coming in, but unfortunately it blasted because it's acclimating to my house. It was a cutting, but look at that little Sarawak roots. Perlite is my favorite way to propagate, especially for Hoya. They just do so well in perlite propagation. I haven't had this thing not even a month, and it's already growing roots, so I mean, wow. I honestly did not think I would ever have this plant in my collection because they're just going for a real pretty penny at the moment, and now I have it, and I'm so happy. Another really exciting one, you all know, or if you don't know, I love a good veiny big leaf Hoya, and this is Hoya Vitilinoides. I got this one in a trade too, and it was just 2 leaves, but it recently shot out this tendril, and it has a new leaf. Oh, I'm so excited. I can't wait to see this leaf grow. I just want to watch the process of it going from this to this and getting those beautiful veins. I'm so excited about that, and I can't believe it's even growing that fast. Like this was just, it was amazing. It's doing really well for me. The next one, this one isn't new. This is Hoya Obscura. She actually has a peduncle. Oh, look at that. I'm so excited. Okay, and that peduncle has definitely like grown more since the last time I saw it. Oh, I'm so excited. Over here we have Hoya Megalaster that, oh no, that leaf broke off. Oh, that's a bummer. I think I might have done that. Oh man. Okay, well, it was growing some new leaves and then I broke it off. That's That's really sad. But it has a leaf coming in here. Oh, I'm bummed. Okay, it's fine. It's fine. Here I have a Rickrack Cactus that is so freaking cool. I wanted this plant for so long and I finally got it. This is one of the new leaves there and it's really cool. I can't wait for this thing to get big. Here on my Hoya Ratusa, this one I started from cuttings from a friend. Look at that little bloom. Oh, it's so freaking cute. And it has the sweetest little scent. It has some little sap there. And it has another one there that's about to open. But yeah, this one is one that doesn't know if it wants to live or die. Somebody did recommend moving it to a lower light area, so that's what I did. And I mean, I think it's okay because it hasn't died yet and the yellowing hasn't gotten worse, but I also haven't seen any new growth and it's flowering, which can always be a sign of stress. But yeah, it's super cute. This is a very happy and very prolific. This is Discolor. So you can see those really signature leaves and purple coloring and markings coming through. It was just, you know, like a very baby immature cutting. I have it in this glass yogurt container, and look at that, it is insanely root bound. I haven't even had this plant in there for that long because I had a raw to propagate it and it has just taken off and it is so happy. It's getting so much light, it's getting so much moisture and so much water, which these things just really like. So I am excited to grow this, especially after I killed mine, and I just love the way it looks over there. It's just so lush and full and cute. Oh, and up here we have some more blooms. This is Hoya Rebecca. Look at that little cute bloom there. Oh my, and it has another one. Wow, so pretty. Look at this. These are the leaves. If you want to know what the leaves look like, they are slightly sun-stressed. This is another really easy blooming Hoya for me. Look at that. And as you can see, it has all these tendrils here and peduncles, but it doesn't want to grow leaves for me yet, but it will soon. And here we have a Philodendron Pink Princess, kind of. I bought this one as a rehab. It was only $25, so I couldn't say no, and it slightly reverted. It threw out almost all pink leaf, and I freaking broke it. I was so mad at myself. I think this one does have some like pink specks to it, but we will see what this leaf looks like once it fully opens up. I don't want to break it again. Oh wait, I think I see some pink there. Yep, that's definitely a pink streak. Okay, well that's exciting. I don't know what this plant's gonna do, but I will keep you updated. Here we have Hoya I forgot the name. Pseudo something. It'll be on the screen. Once again, perlite propagation, another Hoya yogurt container. Yeah, so that's propagating. It's doing great. Here we have a very underrated plant in my opinion. This is a black pagoda lipstick plant. Gananthus something. So just look at that pattern on the leaves. The blooms do look like little lipstick container things. They're super cute. They have really purple maroonish undersides. So I don't know, I really love this plant a lot, and not a lot of people talk about it, which I guess is a good thing. But yeah, super cute. And oh, also my Hoya Mathilde. Now you can see here, oh, I swear this plant, I just want to eat it. It's so cute with those little button leaves, but do you see that? It's a peduncle. I'm excited to see that open up. I feel like out of all the peduncles, that's one that I might lose because Hoya Mathilde is just very thirsty and I'm trying to keep up with the watering, so we will see. Oh, another exciting Hoya that I got is Hoya Elliptica. So this one doesn't really look too happy right now, but it's propagating in moss because my friend that picked it up for me, she kind of had it in her care for about 2 weeks and she was propagating it for me in moss and it's doing well. So I'm really hoping that I don't rot this because Hoya Elliptica
is one Hoya I never thought I'd have, and I got this one for a really good price. And it does have some new growth coming out, so yeah, just, you know, pray to the plant gods for me that this pulls through. Oh, and then I have this Hoya Jennifer that I forgot to share. I got this on a trade from a girl that was local to those crazy aerial roots. It was very happy. She took very good care of it, and it has some beautiful sun-stressing colors. Over here I have my Ripsalis that I absolutely love because these are two handmade pots. You can see this pot here is absolutely beautiful. Hannah makes this. She is Rosebud's Jungle on Instagram. She is so talented. She doesn't really sell pots that often though. It's a very rare occasion, but I can't wait to buy another one because that is so pretty. And I have this mix of assorted Ripsalis cuttings in it. So there's all types of variety of Ripsalis in here, and they're just growing and happy, and it makes her look like she has hair. It's so cute. And then I have this new Ripsalis that I got, and it has some tiny new growth. I just potted this one up last night, and here is a cute little robot that's 3D planted, or 3D printed, and it has two new little faces. I wish I could tell you who the person is, but I saw her. I bought this from her at a plant trade, and I forgot to ask for her information, but it's so cute, and it even has a drainage hole. How freaking convenient. Over here on this side is this absolutely beautiful lemon lime philodendron. Heartleaf philodendrons are just my absolute favorite. I definitely prefer them over pothos for like easy care plants. The lemon lime is a little bit slower than the regular green one, the green form, but yeah, it's so pretty. I love this one. And then up here we have my Syngonium Argyrius, and over here we have a burnt, I think this is a Pearls and Jade pothos. Definitely left it too close to the grow light, so just moved her back. Sorry about that. Over here is a Thanksgiving cactus. Let's see. Look at those cute little leaves, those cute little petals. Super cute. Here is a variegated string of pearls. And wow, look at that. So cute. My friend Duke gave me this plant, and I was terrified I was going to kill it because I've killed 4 string of pearls, but it's still alive. Look at that all white pearl right there. Oh, it's so cute. And then this is my 4th string of pearls that I have. I am proud to announce that I have kept it alive for some months now. So hopefully we're on the up and up, and I'm just blasting it with grow lights. And that seems to be making it happy. Back there, I have some sort of Haworthia aloe type plant. And here is my beautiful long linearis, Hoya linearis. It's super fuzzy. Highly recommend this Hoya. It is more thirsty, so you don't want to let this Hoya dry out like your other ones. And back there is a little egg. I always forget the name or how to pronounce it. It's like, oh, never mind, I'm not even gonna try. The name will be on the screen. But yeah, I'm just waiting for it to grow a leaf for me. It's fully rooted. I just put it in some soil to try to get it to do something. And over there is, in the back, is a reverted variegated heartleaf philodendron. I bought it as a reverted one. It was only $25, like my pink princess, but I don't think I'm going to be able to get the variegation back, which is a bummer. I really want to get a variegated heartleaf, but it'll come to me in due time. Okay, so we have officially covered all of the plants in this section here. Look at that, that's insane. I don't even know how many plants that is. And the last 2 plants in my living room is my huge bamboo plant. My sister actually gave me those 2 biggest ones, which is really special because bamboo reminds me of her, so I love that I got a huge bamboo from her. And it's just living in some water, living its best life. These are really good low light plants, at least in my experience. And we have another one of my heartleaf philodendrons.
philodendrons, just a regular green one. They're really good low light plants also, but I do switch these plants out, this one and whatever lives here, because this is a really low light area. Like, it is getting some light action, but not enough for the plant to thrive. So I do keep this plant on rotation. Okay, now this is my bedroom. It is a west-facing window. It is sheltered by a tree, so it's not gonna like be too intense. Yeah, and so I kind of have just like a mixture of plants in here. Everything does really well because it gets really good light. So let's just go. Here I have my Syngonium exotica. This crazy mammoth of a plant is a Philodendron Peltatum that I named Pesto. He is a beast. As you can see, he is officially growing out of the pot, crawling out of this pot, so I need to do something about that. Over here I have a thirsty Cebu Blue. I think it needs a repot because it is getting quite thirsty quite fast. Here I have my Antherium Warqueanum, or a queen Antherium. She's not the prettiest, like she does have some holes and a little bit of damage. That's her newest leaf. It is massive. She is a slower grower, but you know, I don't expect much from her because these aren't ideal situation. It's not an ideal situation for her. I don't have a humidifier in here. She's just out here living her life, doing her best. She hasn't dropped any of her leaves yet, so you know, I'm happy with her. Over here I have my beautiful Philodendron Brazil that has been thriving since it's been in this corner. And then underneath that I have my big silver band Maranta. Absolutely love this plant. The texture on it is just really cool. It's really happy here. I need to repot it again because the roots are actually coming out of that pot. Over here I have some sort of variegated snake plant. It's really cool. It has a little baby there on the side. Here I have a staghorn fern that I absolutely love because it's potted. I might mount it maybe one day, but for now I'm just enjoying the fact that it is potted in that super cute pot, and it is such an easy fern. I'm really glad I got that. Here is my variegated monstera. It used to have a lot more leaves, but I cut it, so it's coming back. Look at that little nubbin that's growing there. I'm really excited to see what that leaf is going to look like. Here I have a Philodendron radiatum. This is another very underrated houseplant in my opinion. Yeah, I just am gonna stop cutting it so it can get some big, beautiful leaves. In here I have a little makeshift greenhouse. Well, not a makeshift greenhouse, like a tiny little terrarium. I have a variegated peperomia in there, and I have this. Okay, so this here is a heartleaf fern, right? I think that's what it's called. And I had forgotten to water this thing in a while, and this thing had completely shriveled up. And if you don't know, these guys are super diva-esque, and like the leaves were completely curled, and I did not think it was gonna come back. And I just watered it just to see what happens, and it came back to life. It just fully uncrisped itself, which is crazy. And here is a ooh, crap, I forgot the name of this one. Something buttons fern. It's super cute. But I do want to plant some mini ferns in here because I really like these guys here. They're so cute together. So I might move this peperomia and do like a little fern type thing. Here I have a Rhaphidophora crypthantha that I'm trying to get to shingle, so I don't know how that's gonna work out. I'll keep y'all updated on that. Here is not a Hoya coronaria, but a Philodendron silver sword that I have decided to not cut anymore because I want to get this guy to mature. And here is that immature Philodendron Campo I was talking about. So as you can see, it looks very similar to a Micans. It's velvety, heart-shaped. It has a new leaf coming out. This thing seriously grows like a weed, and I'm trying to get it, oh, I guess it's a little thirsty. I'm trying to get it to mature, so we'll see how that goes. Here is one of my absolute favorites, a Monstera siltepecana, and I would absolutely love for this thing to grow up my window. And I just love how it is like it's paired with this Monstera trellis and this beautifully hand-cut, handmade pot by Clean Cuts Mosaic on Instagram. He has a lot of beautiful pots, and I can't wait to get another one from him. It's really cool because when the light hits that bottom part, it shines rainbows everywhere. I just love this thing so much. Another very prehistoric looking plant. And then I have my Peperomia Ripple. It's just like a frost, so it is slightly like glistening, but the light isn't very optimal at the moment, so you can't see it. But yeah, it's so cute, super lush, super full. Oh, and I also forgot, here I have a Sansevieria Samurai, or I guess a Dracaena. I'm pretty sure this one is reclassified as a Dracaena also. I'm not sure, I will double check on that. But yeah, this is one of the easiest Samurais, easiest Sansevierias I've had, and it has a new little leaf coming through. Little Groot, which is so freaking cute. My brother-in-law got me this little planter, and I just love that the string of turtles is there just growing out of him. He's so freaking cute. Oh, wow. We have officially covered all of my plants, aside from the plants that I moved outside. We'll do that in another video, but we've done it all. So thank you so much if you made it this far in the video. Definitely leave a cactus emoji down in the comments, because I would love to know if you made it this far. And thank you so much. Also, if you made it this far, I would really appreciate if you gave the video a thumbs up, and subscribe if you haven't already. I can't believe I shared all my plants. This houseplant tours are always really stressful because it does take a lot of time. I do feel a little hoarse, but it was fun, and I really love looking back on these videos to see how far my plants have grown and how my environment has changed. My environment has definitely changed since my last houseplant tour, but yeah, there you go, there you have it. Let me know what your favorite plant is in your collection at the moment. I would love to hear from you. I will see you all in my next video, and I hope you all are staying safe, sane, happy, healthy, and just have a wonderful day. Bye.